service to a strange conversation, but it's a real conversation. I suffered a lot from anxiety when I was younger, and still do, but had a lot of anxiety when I was a kid. And to play drums in front of an audience with musicians that were so far superior to me. I mean, I was playing with people that played with Bowie and played with all sorts of other people famous, and I always felt less than, and it was always scared me a little. So I think, as Robin pointed out, Robin pointed out to me that that was sort of the start of my insane drinking phase. So I used to drink to try to calm my anxiety, which is not a good thing. When you have anxiety, try to use alcohol to medicate, you know it doesn't work very well. So what ended up happening is I ended up getting sober, because alcohol I don't get on very well. 27 years ago I got sober. I wouldn't play drums. I didn't want to play drums. So I think, pretty much, that I was afraid that the anxiety would come back or lead me back to drinking and get low. It sort of was a different life. And it wasn't until we started doing these conventions and particularly Billy, but he would always try to sort of tease me into the idea of, you don't want to play, you can see it in your eyes, you want to play, get on with it and do it. So I'm always going to be grateful to Loud and Swain for the opportunity to do that, and that's, yeah, there you go, musical journey, fun. Hey, it's all right, you can bend down. You're not that tall.
I just want to say first, like, I thought you were...
You have to tell everybody though, so you have to speak into that microphone.
Hey, anyway,
You can't speak quieter when you do that. You have to actually project your voice out so they can hear you.
Okay.
Come.
I thought you were amazing as Crowley, so I just wanted to say I love you and you were great. So I saw a video where you got a little prank from some of your co-stars that they put Misha's face all over your trailer.
Yeah.
And I was wondering exactly how long you kept the pictures on.
As long as I could. It was funny. I think they were absolutely so. They hid an iPhone in the door behind stuff, assuming that I would like lose my temper or something. I thought it was hysterical. I couldn't believe the amount of work that they went into it. I think it was Ruth, Elena, and Misha.
And Ruth, yeah.
Ruth, Elena, Misha, and Ruth?
Oh, sorry.
She's only little, but that's easy to overlook. But yeah, it was fun to do. I had that up as my picture. I probably still do as one of my pictures on my Facebook or something. It's up. There's like a 360-degree panorama of pictures of Misha in my. The best one was in the toilet. You just took the lid out. Kept that there a very long time. Sometimes I miss, sometimes I win. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes not on purpose. That's the way it goes. What do you want? What'd you bring me?
Hi. So I just wanted to say I really, really love Leverage. It's my favorite show, like, ever.
You know they call it leverage in England.
I'm sorry?
They call it leverage.
Leverage.
In England, yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that.
You're on leverage. I'm like, what?
And I want to let you know, I named my dog after your character on that show. I named him Sterling because I love him so much. And I love the energy that you bring to the screen. I was wondering what your favorite scene to film was for Leverage?
There's a couple of them. I really enjoyed, there's one, Christian Kane and myself in a car discussing JFK assassination, where what I'm actually doing is trying to poison him by giving him really crappy coffee that's going to knock him out. He finally works out that I'm rendering him unconscious. Because the idea was, that's one of the two I like. The idea is that my character never loses, and his character never loses a fight. So one of my children went to one of the writers there, who were at a party at my house, and said, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if, like, Chrissy's character, my dad's character, had a fight? And they're like, yeah, how the hell do you resolve that? One never loses, and one never loses a fight. So it became a thing. So that was fun. That was part of the reason. And the other part was there was not having seen him, there was a single shot, Steadicam shot that we did, which ends up with that slow motion shot of a punch in the face, but they digi in a tooth coming out of my mouth. You know, really carefully. There's a digital tooth flying out of my mouth. It's hysterical. And in the fight itself, when my child, whose idea it was actually there when the fight was on, and he picked me up and slammed me into a table. And as he picked me up, and the camera turns onto us as we're doing it, it's all in one shot. As it lands, the table breaks. So we went through the table, and the table comes up to slap me in the head, and Christian just palmed the side of it. And then stop. And why are we stopping? It was so cool. It was really good. So yeah, leverage was fun that one. The one I hated doing, but was really funny, was the elevator gag.
That's one of my favorite scenes.
Where I just keep getting in the elevator, and you hit every button, so I have to get out every floor, and they're running up the stairs. So it's this whole day. But that was fun. It was fun to do. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hey.
So, first up, I just want to say that I'm pretty mad about what they did to the character. It's like,
Don't be mad.
I feel like it deserves so much more.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Listen, the bottom line is this. Let's cut to the hard stuff first, right? Let's get to what we really want to talk about. Alright? Let's make it really easy for you. Listen. Supernatural is a show about the Winchesters. We watch it because we love the Winchesters. I watch it because I love the Winchesters. And it evolves, and it'll always evolve. It's always been that way. Seasons 1 to 5 were the Kripke years. That was a very distinct model of what was going on. And season 6, Sarah Gamble came in. Everyone's like, it's going to be terrible. How the hell do you turn this ship around from something that's like so obviously in one direction? And she managed to create some of the best episodes we've ever had in season 6. Season 7, through nobody's particular's fault, because I think the first time they tried to do a long story, and I don't think it was as good. It wasn't looked at as a very successful season. And then season 8, Jeremy came in and went back to Angels and Demons, and that's like my favourite season of all time. Is the whole season 8 has this amazingly dark turn in that. Season 9, you got all the way up to the ending, you get Demon Dean at the end, which was really, really good. And with each change in this format, you know, there's winners and losers, and we lose beloved characters and we get beloved characters. But the truth is, my character ran its arc by season 11. There was nothing for me to do from season 11 onwards. It was like flogging a dead horse. And apart from, I had so much fun with Pellegrino. I really did have something. We played the same scene 67,000 times over the course of 5 episodes. But it was good. It was never about the dialogue that we were saying. It was always about the relationship between his character and my character. And it was great. We did a great job doing it. And I love working with him. I love working with all of them, that's the point. I love doing all that stuff. But it was becoming obvious that there was nowhere to go with that. And so when it's time to stop doing something, it's time to stop doing something. We can't be sad about it. You can always watch it in reruns. God sakes, there are 71 episodes. Turn TNT on, you'll find me on something. But you know, onwards and upwards. And you'll continue to love the show, whether I'm on it or not. Whether Bobby's on it, or Charlie's on it, or any of the people, or Meg, all the people, we miss all of these people. But the truth is, the show is the show, and it will always continue that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then, yeah. The hard part is that I do feel a little screwed, because I got screwed out of this line.
Oh.
But yeah, that's my bitchy, moany, whiny phase. But you know, I would have preferred it in there. If you ever watch the end again, you know where that line goes. And that line is pre-lapped in the Men of Letters scene, which they also cut a big chunk out of, which was about winning and losing. It was the setup for the end line, which was my decision. And the decision that Crowley made at the end is a result of the fact is entirely down to winning and losing and what it is. And it's the fact that he makes that decision himself, it's not thrust upon him. It's like he needs to do it, so he does it. So, why it may be hard to deal with, in my head it'll always be him saying, you know, you're going to lose, and me saying, funny you should say that. See, when I lose, so these are the things I'll cling on to, which will drive me crazy for the next 5 years. Did you have anything else? A question?
Yeah, well, my question was, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? Too many. Too many. Thousands of favorite movies. Comedies, producers, Young Frankenstein. So many. Anything that Billy Wilder ever directed. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of great stories. And they're all worth watching. Because there's not a lot of great ones. And you know what's funny? Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I loved that. I liked Logan. I thought Logan was brilliant. Can't wait to go see Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman's going to be absolutely fantastic. People involved. I just haven't had time to get together to go to a screening. But I'm excited. I think things are changing. I think stories are moving up. What's your favourite movie?
Probably The Shawshank Redemption.
Really?
It's cartoons.
How about The Princess Bride? But you guys like, you don't know The Princess Bride, or you don't like it? You don't know it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's an incredible film. But if you've seen the film and you like the film, read the book, it's mind-blowing. It is so much better. And the film's incredible, but the book is William Goldman. It's you know, it's a beautiful piece of writing. There are things in there that we hope people say to people. What do you want?
Hi. What was your thoughts of going
I don't
on?
think much.
What did you feel like when you got on set the first time with like the whole cast?
When I got to what?
Like on Supernatural, what was your thoughts like first time meeting them?
First time meeting them?
Yeah,
God, they're
Supernatural.
tall. See, I met Misha on my first day. I didn't really interact with him, but my first day was kissing a tall man who kept fighting me. It's rather depressing. I like them a lot. They're fun to play with. They're great guys to play with. They, you know, like me, they want to get the best possible story they can. You know, they're a lot of fun to be with. Good guys. What was your thoughts on meeting them? God, they're tall. You know what I get all the time? I'll go into a store and somebody will go, "Oh my God, I'm a huge fan." You're not as short as you look on television. Yeah, go figure.
Hi, my question was, what's your favorite phrase or line from Crowley?
This one. More interesting. What's yours? All of them? Yes. I like all of the things I say.
What's the weirdest thing you've encountered since starting Supernatural?
You haven't spoken long enough for me to discern that yet. The weirdest thing I've encountered? What do you mean?
Like fan encounters
Fans
with
aren't
other
weird.
people.
Fans are weird. They're uncomfortable sometimes. They're not weird. What's weird about being a fan?
I'm not saying like it's weird being a fan. I'm saying like something that just pops up in your head that's really strange that's never happened since or before then.
I mean, I woke up in a bulkhead seat on an aeroplane to two Chinese girls asking for a photograph. I was in flight. There's a bulkhead in front of me. I'm asleep, and they're there. Am I drooling? Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody asked me that the other day. I mean, there are times, if I'm sitting on a toilet, I really do not want to have a pen and paper shoved underneath. I might start laughing, but there are some elements of privacy that I do enjoy. But, you know, I did sign on for this, and I've said this many times, that the nicest thing you can say to a performer or somebody whose work you truly love, if you love them, is to say, "I love your work." That's the nicest and simplest thing you can say. If you don't mean it, then you're an idiot. It's like, you're just trying to be clever, it doesn't work. It never works out well. But if you mean it, you'll always get a positive response. And if you don't, never think about that person ever again. Because they're a waste of space. But seriously, I can't understand actors that look at at people who like their work as somebody beneath them. They're not beneath anybody. Fans are the most powerful force there is out there right now. And, the weirdest stuff happens when you've worked out something you want to tell me, and you've waited 45 minutes in a line to come and tell me it, and the context changes. That's when it gets fun. You're such an asshole! Right after I said, hey, it's good to see you, such an asshole! And that always happens when people, store up the idea and get the courage together to go do it. And I get it, I do, I laugh my ass off actually. But I understand it. It takes a lot of courage to walk up to somebody and tell them how you feel. Every time I've done it, it's been fun. I walked up to Smokey Robinson in an airport lounge, and I just said, I have to tell you the amount of joy that you have brought me over the years is mind-blowing. He goes, man, I love your work. Grabs me and kisses me. I smell like Smokey Robinson's cologne for about 3 hours or so. But if you don't say something, you never get to share that one. You know what I mean? So I appreciate when people do it. And it is sometimes funny how wrong people get it. And it's usually to do with the fact that they're trying to get the courage up to say the one thing, and one of us will then throw them under a bus by going, sorry, what time is it? And they'll go, you're an asshole! Or my favourite one, which I always say, I was just in New Zealand. There was a big New Zealand girl, tall girl, shaking, sweating, having a hard time. I take a deep breath. She goes, I'm just trying not to shit myself. An intimate moment. People in general are really kind. They're generous in that context, I think, more so than anything else. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate the fact that you guys want me to show up, I'll show up. That's what I try. That's what I try to do. Cool? You know?
How are you?
I'm awake.
My question was, now that you're moving on from Supernatural, what do you plan working on? Like film?
I'm not telling you. Mind your own business. I'm going to dress as Castiel and come to every convention. At least the costume's cheap. What are you planning on me doing?
I don't know, maybe hanging out with your family or working.
No, what are you planning on me doing?
I don't know.
What's wrong? Hey, you asked the question. So this is what happens when you didn't have a backup answer. I turned the tables. Ah! Such an asshole! See, this is where it starts. So? Hanging out with my family? You really think my family wants me to hang out with them? I'm like, for God's sake, go get a job, do something. They're annoying us all. I don't know, I just never tell anybody what I'm going to do, because if I do something really cool, it changes things. Like I didn't tell you when I was on Doctor Who. So, those things are fun surprises, right? So,
Thank you.
cool. So, what do you want?
Hi, so I don't know if you remember this, but
No. I don't remember anything.
last year I had an anxiety attack when I went to get your autograph.
You did?
Yeah.
Cool.
And
You're still here, so it must be okay.
Yeah,
So it's obviously finished at some point.
you sat down and breathed with me and helped me with it, and you basically told me to shut up and breathe.
And now you know why.
Yeah, and that's been like my entire motto since all of
Shut up
last
and breathe.
year. Shut up and breathe.
Do you know if I could do that, there's so many things I'd be doing right now that I would have such a different life. I could just shut up and breathe.
But it's really, really helped me, and I've had a lot less panic attacks and anxiety attacks since you did that for me, so I wanted to thank you.
While I
for
say
that.
thank you, hold on, while I say thank you, do remember one thing. You have to be the kind of person that actually wants to do that. All I'm doing is pointing out what you already know. All it is, and that's actually the true key to what kindness is that I know that has been expressed to me. It's not giving you something new.